Warm welcome to Tea Time with me, Shaili Chopra. Here in Delhi, this can't get hotter. Playing at an hour when no one would want to venture out in the heat, but well, everyone does when it comes to the game of golf, as did Aakash Ohri, who is the head of golf and infrastructure at DLF, with me on the show. They're building a brand new course with Gary Player. He talks about the travails of doing infrastructure in India, but also building serious golf property. Thanks very much, Aakash. Always a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for having me on the show.
The reason we've chosen to come here is because I know you're doing plenty to promote the game of golf. Talk to me about DLF's big piece on that.
Well, DLF, as you know, I'd say we've been pioneers in a lot of things, but I think golf is something that is dear to us. And golf comes naturally to us. In fact, we're very, very passionate about the sport. The whole Singh family, our promoters, play golf.
Yes.
The chairman is a good golfer. The vice chairman, Mr. Rajiv Singh, is a very avid golfer, single handicapper. And of course, his wife and then his sister and his brother-in-law.
So golf and real estate was really what was going to be the big story for DLF right from the start.
We had this piece of land, and the choice was to make just another golf course. But I think better sense prevailed, and we signed up with Arnold Palmer and made this magnificent course. And then one thing led to the other, and of course, as you see, rest as they say is history, because we created this piece of land.
And now you're already on the move to create another golf course. So Arnold Palmer was 118 hole, and now we're expecting a 9-hole Gary Player coming in.
Well, 9 plus 9, actually, to start with 9 and then move on to do the other 9. When golf and real estate happened in India, I think we took it to another level. It's not that we invented something new, it was just the old wine in a new bottle. But I think it's how you present yourself, which is more important. And nobody fathomed the success that this real estate will do. Will
and golf was central to it.
Golf was central. Golf is not incidental. Golf is a separate company. It's a profit center, very important, and golf will always remain central.
So here we are discussing the Gary Player new course, something that Aakash is the forefront of, and that's coming up right behind here. This is going to be another brand new piece of property for the golf course here. Aakash, talk to us about it.
It's international design, very challenging. And the best part is we've used technology, which is like the sub-air. Very few courses in the world use that.
What's that technology?
Well, sub-air is this instrument that goes under the green, which actually sucks out the humidity and blows in fresh air. And, you know, so it's very good, very healthy for the grass. Helps the grass to grow.
But tell me, when you do these new courses, and you talked about technology, I'm sure there's a big push to try and utilize less and less of water and, you know, plant grass which will sort of grow quickly with less. What's the approach towards that?
Well, I think we do our bit for the environment, and I genuinely mean that, because we saw this problem almost about 8 years back about water, and we built our first sewage treated water plant very close to the golf course. And today you'll be happy to note that entire 100% of the irrigation of this golf course, the construction of this, and any future demand is already being catered for by that plant.
Talking of which, we're standing at a point where there's so much of this real estate, much of which belongs to DLF, and you're looking after phase 5 yourself. What is it that's keeping the real estate market on toes? There's
huge demand, and supply is quite limited, you know. Contrary to what you see, most of this is already sold out. The new constructions would happen, say, in about from now to about 5 years.
What's the trend in the real estate? Up, down, flat?
Well, Gurgaon beats all trends, actually. You know, and there is huge demand also because the incomes are high. So therefore, the lifestyle is how Gurgaon is perceived.
So you're saying that Gurgaon real estate pricing-wise is still pretty stable? It's not taking downturns?
No, it's not taking downturns. I can safely say that. It's quite stable. It's been stable for some time, and it's in fact for the past 6 months there's been an upward trend.
So it's clearly the high net worth individual that you are targeting with the properties around here.
No, actually there are super luxury homes. They're luxury, and then there is the other ones. So We have a huge mass. I mean, our target public spreads right across, and you know, we cater to these corporate kinds. We cater to entrepreneurs. We cater to NRIs.
Yeah.
So it's like a home for everybody, you know.
Where did you grow up, Aakash? And you know, how did DLF turn into your big story?
I was born in Calcutta. Did a lot of my school in Kanpur, and then came to Delhi. I started off as a small-time entrepreneur, you know, when you just out of college around that time, and I used to do exhibitions in a small brand management company. But then Sterling happened. I got seconded, first selected amongst a lot of people in the country, and got seconded to Dubai.
Yeah.
And that changed my perspective about life and, you know, the growth that you see.
What was it like to sort of switch from being a risk-taking entrepreneur to getting into a job market?
Well, I think it helped because, you know, I think that is something that is intrinsic to me, that risk-taking ability, and that it naturally comes to me, and it's part of the system that happens here.
That's what I was coming to. You know, it's not as if risk-taking, I suppose, is only about when you go on your own. It's very much about taking very hard decisions when you need to. What do you think has been a game-changing risk-taking moment for you?
See, we're one of the very few golf courses in the world that make money. So every decision that I have taken in the past, say, 5 to 7 years, have been with my heart in the mouth, you know.
Yeah.
So there have been instances where you've said no to business, wherein, you know, you're worried about the P&L. But I think it all added up to paying back in a big way, where brands started to understand that there's great value to associate with the DLF Golf and Country Club.
True. How long have you been profitable as a business in the golf space?
Well, we've been for about 7 odd years, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
Now.
What do you think is the driver for that? Clearly, you know, you might have identified the segments that create that profit, or are the leaders on that profit.
See, there are two parts of this. One is obviously the real estate that we spoke about,
yeah,
and one is the basic operating profits for the golf. And I think as far as like any other brand is concerned, once you build a brand, people need to associate and want to associate with it.
You know, Aakash, the whole golfing scene in India is going through a transformation. While there's an aspirational value attached to it, the other is the growth itself is in the range of 40 to 50%. But the rest of the world is seeing a bit of crisis. Do you think that there's enough support coming through from the government, not for players like DLF, but certainly for golf as a concept?
Well, the government is surely waking up to the business of golf. Golf tourism has been taken up in a big way,
yeah,
by the government.
So?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course now it's part of the Olympics. So, you know,
that will be a game-changing piece for it.
So should an Indian win, I'm sure the world will get up and acknowledge. Not that it doesn't now.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know, it's a sense of great satisfaction when you actually go for those conferences and when you represent and you talk about India.
What do they say about India versus China, for example? I mean, you go for these conferences every now and then. There's always that comparison that crops up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And China's miles ahead in the game.
See, China's miles ahead in a lot of things, you know, because it's state-sponsored, you know.
Yeah.
India, whereas, you know,
the state is still waking up.
State is doing their bit, but I think the private sector has woken up in a big way. And anything that is long-term and sustainable,
yeah,
will stay. You know, so you have private players backing golf.
Aakash, we were earlier talking about people that you might have got inspired by, and you said there are a bunch of them. Which golfer is the one guy that's had an impact on you and your golfing abilities?
Well, you know, I am amazed at almost every one of them, right from Jeev, Jyoti. I've played with most of them. Shiv, their dedication, their hard work, and this whole discipline of training and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I think the person who impressed me most, and my recent interaction on the course with him, was Gary Player. And even at almost 80, he's like a ramrod straight and
yeah,
amazing. I mean, that man epitomizes fitness.
There is so much you can learn from golf that you can implement in other parts of your life, whether it's work in purely boardroom style, whether it's about your relationship with people, whether it's just having fun. How do you make use of golf as a strategy in business?
Golf is a numbers game, so is business. So it's natural for that to transcend into business. Golf teaches you a lot of things. Actually, the discipline of preparation, which is an important tool in decision making today. For business or anything that you do in life. It teaches you about people, the bond. So
but it's an individualistic sport in many ways, right? You're up against yourself. Do you think, though, even then you draw back something that takes you to use with your team? You know, at the end of the day, today business is about teamwork.
It is individualistic, but it teaches you to kind of believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
and then lead.
Lead. I think leadership is important. Strategy, everything. I'm a firm believer that every individual has this subconscious power, this strength, you know, to push oneself only if they choose to do that.
So, Aakash, we're going to take a quick moment to do a rapid fire to see if your business in golf is on course.
Okay.
The one course that you dream of playing in?
St. Andrews, Old Course.
If you had a chance to play tomorrow, which course in India would you choose?
Well, Oxford.
Oxford, okay. Today, if you had a chance for a dream 4-ball, who would you pick? And they don't have to be golfers.
Barack Obama, Rahul Gandhi, and Anne Hathaway.
Wow. So play in at dusk or at dawn?
Dusk.
Play for money or play with friends?
Play for money.
Okay, on that note, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you.